Welcome to Giga Brain, brought to you by Spell Labs. This is the podcast where we speak to the smartest minds across the DeFi space, exploring the ideas, innovations, and people shaping the future of crypto.
Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Giga Brain podcast. We are here today with Osama from Lit. Lit is a trading platform built directly on top of Hyperliquid, delivering a seamless, power user-focused on-chain trading experience. So we've been talking with guys from Dexari, guys from Mercury, now Lit. So we are super excited. And yeah, Osama, thank you so much for being with us here today. And to kickstart, just let us know a little bit about maybe your background. Why are you in crypto, and why did you start at Lit? So the stage is yours.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. So my name is Osama. I'm co-founder of Lit.trade. A little bit on my journey, how I even got into crypto. Funny enough, me and my friend used to trade meme stocks back in the day. So we used to trade like Robinhood, a few of these other ones like Nokia. I remember at some point, Robinhood just kind of removed the buy button for some of these stocks because they were pressured by a lot of institutions to do so. And at that point, just like our hobby just kind of disappeared. So we're like, okay, let's look for something else that's a little bit more fair. That's where we got into crypto. Funny enough, initially, I think I was just buying Ethereum and funny enough, Cardano. But then that kind of shifted and devolved into buying some meme coins on Binance Smart Chain. Those were like popping off quite a bit back then. So we were trading a lot on there, PancakeSwap, etc. Eventually came across this random rug that just like everybody was just copying each other's smart contracts, and like these guys specifically did not copy it correctly, and just like all our money just gone poof, and we're like, fuck, dude, what can we do here? We were already like software engineers from Waterloo, like in Canada, and we were just like, we had the knowledge of writing software code in general, just not smart contracts, and we're like, what if we just like set up a Fiverr page and start developing different smart contracts for people and just learning it on the go? So we kind of started doing that for a bit. Made some money off that, started trading some more meme coins. Eventually, back then, I think I was working at a company called SeatGeek, which does a lot of event ticketing in like the normal life. And I was really bored. I was like, man, I really need to be in crypto full time. And at that point, we both kind of moved to a company called Bitco. Okay. They're a pretty big custodian / like institutional custody firm. Essentially, like all of the Bitcoin that's custodied by El Salvador is actually custodied by Bitco. So yeah, I started there initially as a software engineer, brought on my homie, and then we both were working as part of like their DeFi initiative team. So over there, we're building a crypto wallet. So back then there was like no multi-chain wallets. It was like just MetaMask, and then you have Phantom for Solana, and that's pretty much every chain.
Oh, go ahead. When was this? In which year was this?
I'd say this was around 2021, 2022.
Okay, got it.
Around that time.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got into crypto around 2020-ish, around that
COVID,
time.
The crazy times
exactly.
at COVID, man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So like, just for you to know also a little bit about me. So I'm a mega OG. I started in 2013 buying BTC at $100. I opened the first Bitcoin mining company in Portugal at the time, almost like 12 years ago now. I did that for a couple of years. Then sold that company, then moved straight to TradFi, worked in banking, working VC, and then actually came back to DeFi again in about 2022. So it was like that weird period where like the traditional market was weird. People were getting into DeFi. If DeFi was becoming a thing, and everyone's like, no, DeFi is big and it's going to be the best thing, right? So you need to be in, and I dove right in, so and yeah, like I've been loving it ever since, like I think that nowadays if you think it's impossible to go back to TradFi, like it's completely impossible, like I have friends of mine from TradFi just calling me every day, just asking, hey dude, can you get me a job? I'm like, I don't know. You know what DeFi is like? And they're like, DeFi what? I'm like, yeah, go study, then talk to me, please. It's insane. But man, I agree. It's the best time to be in the market. And now with Hyperliquid, like everything is so good. And I think that we are about to make history here. So I'm very excited to be here. So yeah, so coming back to your history, thank you so much for that. And can you tell us a little bit about what Lit is and why it's important in this market as of today?
Yeah, so Lit.Trade essentially is a trading terminal. So far it's only available on desktop, but will be available on mobile either later today or tomorrow. And essentially it's focused primarily on day traders and traders that are trying to get in and out pretty quickly. So we build a lot of proprietary tools just to kind of, some of which are like wallet tracking, where you essentially like see other different whales trades directly on the chart. As soon as they have a limit order, you can see the limit order being open on the chart itself, get alerted, etc. We have a comprehensive trading calendar, like showing you day by day what asset you traded, what your P&L is, if you were up this month, this week, etc. Which assets net you the most profit, stuff like that, just to kind of better inform your decision while you're trading. And just a lot of different trading kind of feature/UX improvements that really help you enter pretty quickly. So for example, in our product, you don't really have to set the limit order price manually by tapping it up. You just click on limit and then you just kind of drag and drop where you want the limit enter to be. Same thing with SL and TP. You just click the SL button, TP button, drag it on the chart. We also have like this ability for you to click the plus sign inside of the chart, and then you just click buy within the chart itself. So you don't actually have to like even interact with the trading terminal module at all. So it's pretty seamless. You can even have like 4 charts at a time set up on your terminal, and then just like trade full screen on all of them like pretty quickly, and be able to enter and exit pretty quickly. So that's kind of why we built this. I think initially we saw Hyperliquid as like an amazing product when it comes from the infrastructure standpoint. But when we did it all in a lot of kind of analysis on different trading platforms, let's say like on Forex, stocks, etc., just like normal TradFi, we noticed that there's like a big lack of kind of advanced trading features that a lot of people are used to in TradFi. Whereas Hyperliquid does offer the infrastructure, the front end is quite basic to what it offers. So that's where we kind of came in and saw a big opportunity.
Got it. So one of the questions that I had for you is exactly why the motivation to build it, but you are saying that it's for advanced traders, right? So it's all about trading and bringing advanced techniques and advanced charts, advanced options for traders, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like even advanced orders, like I think the TWAP engine for Hyperliquid though is quite nice. It's kind of limited to only 48 hours. It limits the size that you can enter with. There's no parameters that you can set in terms of like, this is the maximum amount I'm willing to buy at. This is the minimum amount I'm willing to like sell at. So we kind of built our own TWAP engine on top of it. It goes up to like a 3-year duration. You can set a min and max like limit. You can even make it a limit order TWAP, similar to what the Hyperliquid kind of foundation does for their buyback mechanism, stuff like that.
Amazing. So, and about the product itself, so do you think this is a trader first product or is UX first, on-chain first? So how do you describe it? I assume it's traders first, but maybe it's UX. I like in the other guys that have been speaking, Mercury, Dexari, everyone is talking about UX. So I'm very curious about your take on this.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think UX is like definitely at the forefront of every kind of mind that's working on this, and especially for us, like to give you a perspective on how we were doing it. I guess like to answer the question shortly, I would say it's UX for day traders. So to kind of answer the question more thoroughly, what we did even before we built the product is like I was mass DMing everybody that I kind of even had like a vague connection with in Hyperliquid that is a trader, and we would hop on calls with them and like really understand like, hey, like what problems do you have with the current front end of Hyperliquid? How can it be improved? Like what tools at your disposal would you love to have that you normally have on TradFi? And as we were building the product, we'd get these guys on back in a call and we're like, hey, try to set a trade with a limit order at this price with TP, SL, etc. And like actually time how long it would take them to actually finish this task. And it's like, if it takes too long or we see that they're actually like having pain figuring out what the UX would be for something like this, we note that down and like fix it right away. So we really optimize for the user experience specifically for traders, whether it's on chain or not. Like straight up, like we don't really care. Like it's nice that it's on chain because it's decentralized in the sense that anybody can access it. But when you're using the product, there's like you have no idea that this is on chain. Like you can log in with email. Good. You have multi-factor authentication.
The chain abstraction phenomenon, right? So you want that. You want to abstract as much as possible to have a very seamless experience. So and how do you think that Lit differentiate from other Hyperliquid products? Even like Mercury or Texari. How do you differentiate?
Yeah, of course. So I think a lot of the products that we're launching on Hyperliquid generally were kind of mobile first, leaning towards kind of the Robinhood crowd, where it's simple UX for a general audience. Even on the mobile side, nobody's really focusing on like actual like day traders, like people who are trading a large volume. And back when we were building this, there wasn't many like desktop terminals, and the desktop terminals that were available were essentially just like taking the Hyperliquid front end, copying it, pasting it, and then just adding points on top. There wasn't any actual like utility behind like me using this product versus me using main Hyperliquid. So the differentiator really is just like the different features that we built to actually enable the trader to make better money. And like we did a lot of stuff when it comes to UX. Like for example, right now you can deposit any of the assets from like Solana, Base, Binance Smart Chain, literally anywhere. And like we show you a pending state as soon as we detect that it's arriving. And it's like within 1 minute your funds are gonna arrive, and it arrives whether it's on spot, whether it's on perps, and you can just like deposit just like you would normally on like a normal centralized exchange. And we also set up stuff like SL and TP for spot. So that's something that's lacking on Hyperliquid, but you see it in a lot of different centralized exchanges, like even Coinbase and Kraken. They do have an SL and TP kind of buttons for spot for people who do want to trade fast. So that's something that we built out here too.
Got it. No, that's really perfect. And for you, like, are you taking, for example, feedback from community? Like, do you talk with community a lot? And if yes, what is the biggest feedback that you've been having, especially with community and traders that are using the product?
Yeah, of course. So I think like the most common feedback that we get is generally like, hey, I really love the drag and drop of the SL and TP on the actual chart. It just allows them to enter pretty quickly. We've also seen like transparently, we've seen some feedback where it's like the UI can be a little bit confusing at the start just because it is non-standard, I would say. Like it doesn't have your standard, like as soon as you enter it, it has like your mini order book here, like a massive like trading module. It's like a bit structured differently. Once people actually do get used to it, the feedback is like quite solid. But we can do better when it comes to the onboarding. So to answer your question, like definitely we're getting a lot of feedback from people, and like everything is like super kind of highly valued. The product, even before it started with feedback, like involving the actual traders in the building process. Like this is extremely important stuff.
In terms like, of UX choices, which one is the one that you think that you are most proud of as of today?
Yeah, so I think one that was a bit of an oddball that turned out to be kind of solid is essentially in most trading products, if you do have an open position, like even on Hyperliquid, if you have an open position and like you do want to like set an SL and TP for it after the fact, let's say you want to do like a partial take profit where you can want to do just like half the position exit at this point. It's like there's no real easy way for you to do it. Like technically you can do a reduce only limit order with 50% and put it somewhere. But for like a stop loss, it gets a little bit difficult. You're gonna have to do a stop market or stop limit and then also set at this price with a certain amount. For us, it's like literally if you have a position open, you literally just click the TP button and then something will appear on the chart. You drag it where you want to be, and there's like a loading bar of like a slider essentially of like what percentage you want to take off. So you can literally within seconds set up like 5 or 6 or 7 different legs of a take profit, and then set a final take profit. And the UX for it is like extremely clean, and like nobody's ever done this, like even like in TradFi, because we were taking a look at even like different products on Forex, which is like known to be the fastest trading kind of community. Like they are these scalpers, and also like futures traders in general, like in TradFi, like people trading the Nasdaq, etc. It's like a lot of them, if you take a look at the Discord community, is like they're asking for partial take profits, ability to set like partial stop loss at certain places pretty quickly. It's just like a lot of these products are already sophisticated enough such that it's kind of hard for them to add new features that are unique like this. But we had the privilege of seeing everybody's feedback to other products while we're building this one. So we had a lot of the stuff in mind. So we were able to like achieve like amazing UX for this stuff. And like even the first few iterations, they were really bad. Like that was before we went even private access. It's like we would have I forgot who we had. I think we had like Max F, like from Standard Crypto, and he was basically not Standard Crypto, like, what was it called, Native Markets. Yeah, Native Markets. We had him on the call, and like he was like, we're like, yo, set a partial take profit, and this guy was super confused by the user experience initially, and we're like, fuck, okay. So we noted it down, reviewed it, fixed it up, got the next person on. It's like, yo, set a partial take profit. Got a little bit better, and then eventually by the end, it's like everybody's like doing it like it's nothing, right? It's like extremely simple. So yeah, I think being able to sell like partial take profits and stop loss is like, I'm pretty proud of that one. I think it was like a bet that the team took. That was pretty nice.
One thing that I really like about crypto in general is that it's that startup environment where you actually listen the client, listen to what your community has to say, and it's completely different because like if you see TradFi or even like normal retail, like they just build products, but they don't even talk with the clients. They don't understand what the client wants, so they are just shipping bullshit, and it's like, oh, we hope someone buys this or whatever. And here we are actually talking with the clients, going on Discord, going on AMAs, doing podcasts like this to really talk with the community and really absorb all this fantastic feedback so we can evolve with the user, because in the end of the day you are building this for a user, right? So that is a completely different way of doing things, and I think is the correct way. So yeah, that's absolutely perfect. So going a little bit more on Hyperliquid specifically, like why do you think that you build on top of Hyperliquid and not any other chain or L2?
Yeah. So before, when we were kind of building, so the previous product kind of some of the team was working on is called Nest Wallet. We were essentially like a trading platform, like a mobile trading app essentially for meme coins. And then later on down the line, we kind of opened it up to perpetual futures on Hyperliquid. Back then we made that decision and kind of translated it over to Hyperliquid because like we saw just how great the community is at adopting new products. And also it was like straight up, we wanted to build a perpetual trading platform, and Hyperliquid just had the most volume and the best product in terms of like latency, etc. So both the community and the product were essentially up to par, if not better. Like back in like last cycle, there was not nearly as sophisticated perp trading platforms that are decentralized. So definitely we were like mesmerized by the capabilities that's available right here. And builder codes just make it super simple to kind of integrate and generate revenue off the bat. Like we are a self-funded company, so like that's why we're working out super closely with the community. It's like our incentives are super aligned. It's like if you guys don't make money / find value in this, we don't make money. It's like we're gonna make sure that we're actually solving a problem here, right?
Yeah. No, I love that. And yeah, we are actually also doing that at Hyperwave. So we only had like a public sale, and that's it. We just like, we have no VC backing at Hyperwave, and it's just us and some community, and that's it. We just build for the community, and that is, I think, is the best way to do it. It's completely different. Instead of having VCs asking you like, oh, why are you doing this or why are you doing that? It's different. But yeah, so in terms of how does the lead leverage Hyperliquid's engine, APIs, and performance? So how are you doing this on the more the technical side?
Yeah, of course. So right now we essentially use the API wallet / like agent wallet setup by Hyperliquid. We do have like a kind of a backend transient layer between where the Hyperliquid request kind of goes through and where the front end kind of talks to. So essentially like our front end, if they want to issue a trade, it would hit our backend with the exact same kind of request schema that it would hit Hyperliquid with normally. And then we have servers set up in Tokyo, like co-located to where the Hyperliquid core kind of servers, most of them are. So should be pretty quick execution. So it's basically just as fast as if you were to trade on Hyperliquid, very marginal difference. And it just kind of enables us to get around some of the rate limit situation. So for example, normally if you wanted to surface data about like all these different traders or whales that you're kind of tracking, if we were to just limit it purely to front end talking to Hyperliquid, we would get rate limited pretty quickly because you can only like pull so much data before Hyperliquid kind of limits you, right? So that's why we set up this whole like backend infrastructure in order to like kind of absolve some of this request kind of failure and just make sure that the product really operates well. And this also allows us to like track a lot more information about users, like, hey, like, what is your trading habits? Like, what tool did you even use to issue that trade? And like, but this better informs essentially like how we build things. Like if we see that an order type is just not being used at all, or an order type is being used like quite a lot, and like if it's being used, are they using it from the chart? Are they using it from the trading module? Are you using it in for charts mode? All that data we're tracking to like better inform future decisions when we're building this stuff.
Well, that's really good. Then I love the part about Tokyo. Like, how did you do that part about Tokyo, the servers in Tokyo? Like, how did that work?
Oh, so I mean, a lot of the cloud providers like AWS, GCP, etc. Like a lot of them, you get to pick like which server location you want to set your stuff at. Initially, we had it like I think North America or Europe, and it was like kind of slow because the request has to go from like your front end to that server in North America or like Europe, and then from there to Tokyo, then back, same round trip, right? So played around with different servers. We were like talking to different people that are building the space. Heard a little bit about how Axiom does it. Axiom is like extremely obsessed with speed and stuff. And they have an extremely similar setup to us where they co-locate their stuff in Tokyo. So it's pretty close to the servers of Hyperliquid. But yeah, after we made that change, it was like fucking extremely speedy.
Let's fucking go, man. Let's fucking go. Congrats there. Right?
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Thank you.
And how do you see like Hyperliquid's roadmap enabling Lit to go to the next stage? You know, like how do you see the next improvements that Hyperliquid is doing, and how is that going to affect positively or negatively Lit, and how are you evolving into the future of Hyperliquid as Lit?
Yeah, absolutely. So our plan always from the start was to kind of list all the HIP3 assets and like make them tradable pretty quickly within the product. I know right now kind of Hyperliquid made a change recently to kind of surface all these HIP3 markets on their main front end. So that's not necessarily like a game changer for us anymore. Though one thing that's kind of missing here is because all these different assets are being added, and more will be added soon, hopefully. We may be a contributor to that. But essentially, we want to be able to surface a lot of these new markets to people who are normally in TradFi and are looking for something like this, and it's just not available. I think like realistically, the way like Binance won, for example, versus the competition like back in the day is being able to like list a lot of these like tail end assets, these smaller coins that people are interested in pretty quickly and a lot faster than other centralized exchanges. So everybody was on Binance because they know whatever coin they want to trade that where the hype is kind of originated, it's going to be on Binance. It's not going to be on your local centralized exchange, right? I think a similar story is going to play out here with Hyperliquid, where it's like nobody cares about being able to trade Bitcoin 40x leverage on Hyperliquid when they have a centralized exchange allowing them 100x leverage, right? Like at the end of the day, I don't think people actually care about decentralization or anything. It's just like, I want to trade this asset. Like truthfully, I think a lot of people do care about it for like trying to avoid taxes, etc. But like realistically, like the average person, like they don't give a shit if it's decentralized. They don't give a shit if it's centralized. They don't care where their keys are. Like you've even seen it in meme coins where like people literally just trust their private keys with random Telegram bots with like completely undoxed people and put millions of dollars in there. And just,
that's retarded,
they get scammed.
That's like a receipt for disaster, man. Like that's insane. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, but it's a good indication of like how people are thinking about this. Like, I need to like get to end goal. What is best way to get to end goal? It's like, why should I trade on Hyperliquid? My sex orders are like fucking allows me up to 200x leverage, and I don't have to pay for anything else. It's like I don't have to worry about setting up a wallet or anything. And it's like, fair point, dude. So I think the way we would win here is just list assets that people just can't list on centralized exchanges at a rate they can't compete with. I think right now with the 500k hype requirement, it's a bit difficult. But it's there right now for a reason. It's there to protect the protocol. I think as the protocol gets more sophisticated, and they're more aware of what bugs / like irregular inputs can be put in to like actually corrupt the actual product, and actually fix those, you're going to see that 500k hype go down quite significantly to the point where it's like anybody can just kind of come in, launch their markets pretty quickly on there. And it's like, as soon as there's anything that's vaguely interesting, people will launch it. If it does well, it does well. If it doesn't do well, nobody is harmed. And yeah, I think a lot of assets that are going to be interesting are going to come out of HIP3 versus a slow kind of sex listing process.
Yeah, man, it's 100% true. Man. Like, thank you for that insight. Also, very, very, very nice. So, changing here a little bit the conversation more to a market trends thing, and I always like to ask this to the guests. So, two questions. First, do you think that we are in a bull or bear market? Second, when do you think, or if do you think that hype will hit $100? So that's my two spicy questions.
Yeah. So if I think it will hit $100, I think so. It's just a matter of when. Maybe this cycle, maybe next cycle. It's tough to say. I think right now it's a bit of a weird one. So I think people like just kind of associate crypto with bull and bear cycle. I think back in 2020, crypto was in a similar space to like what AI is right now, where it's like, it is the hot new topic. All VCs are talking about it. It's like, please take my money. I don't care if your company rocks. Like, I just want to be invested. And crypto is not that right now. Like, let's be honest. It's like a lot of my friends that were in crypto last cycle and like were trading a lot, they're nowhere to be seen in crypto right now. They're like hunting down AI and stuff. It's like, it's not the same. It's not like the same bull/bear setup. I think it's like in a pretty healthy setup. So I don't think, even if it's like this bubble kind of bust, is like, it's not going to be like as bad of a pop as like the previous cycles. You know what I mean? So I think we're like, yeah, we're not a bear cycle at least.
Yeah, like one thing that I've been also observing is that because all these TradFi players are coming in, right? So you have the BlackRock, you have Goldman, JP Morgan, and all these big guys issuing ETFs and everything. So all this Wall Street money coming in, that changes the cycle completely. It's not like a full bear bull, because, and then you also have Trump playing his wild cards in Twitter and everything. So, and that changes everything. So even if you have a small correction here and there, I think that there is so many factors that can affect. You will not have a normal quote unquote bear and bull, right? So I think it's a completely different trend happening right now, and you clearly have something different, because like, imagine if tomorrow the war between Russia and Ukraine just is over, then we are in a permanent bull for like 2 or 3 years, so that can change everything. So, but at the same time, if you have something crazy like, I don't know, like Israel drops some mega bomb on whatever, and then the war intensifies like 1,000,000%, then you have a permanent bear for how long, So I think these factors were not taking into account in these last 2 or 3 cycles, and now you have to take this into account. So I think that we are in a very much more political market, I will say, and very much dependent on Twitter trends. It's a bit weird, right? It's a bit weird. But in any case, I think that we are not in a bear at all. I think we are just seeing some small corrections. And like, what you think about these politicians moving crypto around? Like, I always like to ask this to the guests, and I love to have your opinion here too. Like, what do you like? How do you see politicians play around in crypto? And even on Hyperliquid, maybe one day. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, technically it's legal because it's not a security. So technically they can do insider trading pretty easily. It's like not punishable, right? Whether you ask me morally, I think it's like pretty wrong thing to do to like kind of have insider knowledge to kind of trade and say one thing, and then before you say it, you get your homies to buy in or like sell or whatever and get their positions ready a few seconds before you announce it. I think that's a bit scummy. I think that's like you're eating off of people's suffering to some capacity. So I think it's not a good move. And you're also helping with the suffering there too. Like, I think there was a Bitcoin whale that was like shorting like hundreds of million right before Trump like did his recent crypto shenanigans recently. And it's like, he did it actually on Hyperliquid. That's mainly why we wanted to add the wallet tracking, because now like a lot of people in our community, including myself, are like tracking this guy in our trading terminal right now. So as soon as they shorts, we're like fucking in there. I think he took all his money out.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. It's like, dude, if you can't fight them, you gotta join them. Like, they're not gonna stop. Like, even you take a look at like a lot of politicians like Nancy Pelosi and shit, a lot of these guys are technically exempt from insider trading clause. So they do insider trade even in TradFi. So a lot of people copy their kind of wallet equivalent in TradFi and kind of see their trades because they have to do it publicly. And they do make money. Like their P&L is way better than Warren Buffett. So it's like, it's not to stop these people. It's like they get exposed for it publicly. They're still doing it. It doesn't really matter, right? So it's like in this case, there is no legal punishment. And it's like, do you think like moral arguments are going to stop them? Or do you think like people complaining on Twitter is going to stop them? Or people crying or is like, oh, this guy like wrote a suicide note and killed himself because you dumped this shit recently. Like they don't give a shit, right? It's like they're going to continue
so
doing
brutal. It. That's brutal.
No, like seriously, yeah. It's like a like seriously, they actually don't care. Yeah. So it's like you can either like cry about it or like complain about it or like try to figure out a way to use it to your advantage potentially.
Yeah.
No. That's kind of my take. It's like I don't like it, but it's like it's not a stop.
No, 100%. And it's funny that like many of these guys, especially like the Trump crew, you know, like all these guys around Trump, like they have already kind of infinite money, but they are addicted to the game. I think that for them it's just like a kind of a game thing. You just go. I don't know if it's still about the money, but they just want to continue to win and win and win, and they just repeat and repeat and repeat, and they just want to take it all. You know, it's I don't know. Sometimes it's weird. We are living in a weird world. You know, it's like maybe greed. You know, maybe it's the game for them. But yeah, you are absolutely right, man. Like this is we are living.
You see it in meme coins too.
What?
Like the way they you see it in meme coins too. Like back like a few months back when like Trump just launched his coin, and then like 2 days later Milena's launched, and it's like you see the sketchiness going on with that launch, and I'm like, bro, like you really didn't have to do that. Right? Like, they already had an NFT collection. They're just trying to extract from every possible market because they're like, man, a lot of these people like trading on DeFi, like unfortunately they're just like ill-informed, right? They're like, oh, like celebrity X posts coin and like I will buy it because I think he'll go up. So they're like, let's milk this. Like how can we extract money from these ill-informed people? It's like I think that's how they think. Like I don't think it's even about money. It's just like they see opportunity to make money. It's legal. Let's do it. Yeah, it's literally just like for fun.
Yeah. For me, that's how I feel too. I think that they just love the game. You know, they just, for them, this is just like they want to win in TradFi, they want to win in crypto, and it's just the game. You know, and they just want to go and go and go and go. But yeah, man. Anyways, so looking at future outlooks for Lit, can you tell us anything that will drop in the near future roadmap, future features from the app, and maybe if you can also foresee a little bit, how do you see Lit in the next 5 years or so? Like, how do you see it grow? What's the big vision? Let us know.
Yeah, of course. So I think the immediate thing that we're going to roll out is going to be a mobile integration. So right now, if you go on mobile into our terminal, I think we changed that right now, but we haven't announced it. But essentially, like it used to just say like it's only available on desktop. You can't access it on mobile. What we're going to roll out now is like ability to trade on mobile, and that's going to be a pretty big push for us, just because it's going to be quite different to like other trading products that you see on mobile, where in this case, like you have like a very sophisticated candlestick chart. You're able to trade directly from the chart. You can literally put your finger where you want to put the limit order, and then set the limit order. You can like put where you want to do the TP, SL, etc. Drag them on the chart itself. It's like actually a professional experience, like in a small mobile form factor. So I'm pretty excited for that. To answer your question on like some future features that we want to add, is definitely kind of making the wallet more like the calendar for trading a little bit more sophisticated. A lot of people have given us kind of pretty good review there, where it's like there's really no other place where you can track your trades in a well thought out place, like figure out which assets are actually making you money, etc. So we're just going to put a lot more effort into that, and just making the experience generally better. Additionally, we're going to set up like some form of on-ramp to enable people from TradFi to finally kind of on-ramp and like get access to a lot of these HIP3 assets as they are listed. So we're talking to a few other people, like ZK P2P, potentially bridge XYZ to figure out like what the on-ramp solution should be for something like this. For the 5-year vision, I'd say it's kind of like how you see MetaTrader for foreign exchange kind of trading, where it's like a lot of scalpers who want to trade very quickly for foreign exchange, they would kind of go to places like MetaTrader. Similarly, there's like similar products on TradFi for people who want to trade futures very quickly. A lot of these like prop firm kids who are like buy a funded account and start trading, like, and they just want to gamble their money. Though that's not the exact crowd we're going after, they kind of don't have a place to go to right now in DeFi. So I suspect a lot of these kind of traditional finance scalpers that are trading very actively, very quickly, will want a place to access these HIP3 markets that are niche and don't have access to it normally in their platforms. And they're going to find it very familiar to use a product like ours versus like a very standard kind of Hyperliquid interface or whatever like the competitors have at play right now.
Perfect. Thank you so much for this. I think we are reaching the end. So just to wrap it up, can you tell the audience where they can find Lit, maybe the website, Twitter, and also if you want to shout out your Twitter too, feel free.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having us, first of all. So if you guys love what we talked about so far, please do check out lit.trade. The website is just lit.trade. And on Twitter, it's lit_trade. And my personal Twitter is just Osama_lit. And yeah, definitely give it a shot. All feedback is definitely super appreciated. Feel free to DM us on Twitter or just open up a ticket on Discord or just talk in the general channel. We're definitely super open to feedback. So if you don't like the product, definitely let us know and let us know why. We'll be on that pretty quickly.
Amazing. I love that. Guys, thank you so much for also tuning in to another amazing episode. Osama, thank you so much for being here. And guys, as you know, we are always bringing you the best hot takes in DeFi, in crypto right now, and especially on Hyperliquid. So continue to tune in for more episodes and more fantastic guests like Osama here. And I will see you in the next episode. So thank you, Osama. Thank you. And thank you guys for tuning in. And I will see you in the next one. Cheers.
Giga Brain is brought to you by Swell Labs. To find out more about Swell, go to swellnetwork.io and make sure to search for Giga Brain in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Hit the follow button so you don't miss any future episodes. Thanks for listening.